Welcome to ChessWhiz TV episode 375. I'm your host, The Wiz, and today we're going to play another variant. Well, it's kind of like a variant. You know King of the Hill chess, where you try to get your king to the center? It's a very popular variant on chess.org, probably like 8th most popular out of 9 variants. Okay, maybe it's not the most popular, but I really enjoy it because it gives a twist to the game of chess, plus you don't have to worry about end games. But in this variant, I noticed, by the way, that moving your king out at the beginning of the game isn't the smartest idea. At first, you're like, oh, I can get my king into the center, and you get your king into the checkmate instead. So I'm changing the rules just a little bit. We're going to try a variant on top of that variant where you must move your king early. Specifically, the second and fourth moves of the game must be king moves. So hopefully that's going to encourage you to be stupid and move your king out. Let's try it out and see how it goes. Play with a friend. Variant standard minutes. Who's doing these crazy time controls? 1+4. People must get on my computer and oh, this isn't supposed to be standard. It's supposed to be King of the Hill. Let's try again. And they changed these settings. You can always see me doing weird stuff with my settings. It's because of those people on my computer. Obviously, they're not me. They're other people. So we're playing rated because I'm crazy. We're going to throw this in the chat, and the first person to click the link is going to get a game against the Wiz using the special rules. Anonymous. There's someone anonymous in the chat. Okay, we're playing against Angus. I'm going to put this in the rules in the chat here. You must move your king on the second and fourth moves. Okay, I must make sure that they agree to this because in the old days, like in the 200s and 100s of episodes, I occasionally got people who would just not play by the rules, and it was pretty rough. So this is move 2. So king move right now, and then the third move does not have to be a king move. He makes it a king move anyway. And the fourth move does have to be a king move. This is fourth move, king required. Okay, so now we've made 4 moves, and I have to move my king. And now the rules are on King of the Hill chess. So as you can immediately see, the purpose of this bonus rule is to get those kings out into the center. And wowie, does it do that. So his king is out in the center. Now let's see if I can just checkmate him. Moving my queen up here is going to be pretty scary for him. I mean, I've got queen. Some scary queen things. Oh no, but if I take that, he'll win. That was awfully close. What should I do that will be really smart? Maybe f4? f4. He takes with pawn. My king takes. Then he plays queen here. Move my king back. I think I'm going to do it because if I can have 2 pawns side by side like this in the center, I've got a huge, powerful center, and that's worth some stuff. So I could like check him here and then move my king to the square, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go for that and just try to get my king in the rest of the way. I'm very, very close here. I realize I did get his queen out with check, but I can attack that queen. I can bring out my pieces in some pretty powerful ways here, and I think I've got a pretty good position. So this is great. This is so good, guys. This is King of the Hill chess with crazy kings. What I found is that when you're playing very, very fast time controls, like okay, so I'm gonna bring the knight out. Like a 1 second per move. You know, you start with 15 seconds or you start with no time. Then people do play like this. They bring their kings out because oh, that's a cool check right there. But check, knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes. I can't take him because his king moves to the center. No, this will be double discovered check. So that's actually pretty good for me because the queen is going to be pushed with Zam. So this is fantastic. I think I'm going to win this game. But in the slower time controls, oh, look at that. I can just move here and I win. Good game. Awesome. That was great for me. I love winning. So I'm going to take a new opponent. I see that you're just 1500, so I'm going to actually do a requirement for a higher rating. Because I'm 2,000, I want to get some closer matches. So I want you to be at least 1,700 to take this challenge. If you're not, I'm going to abort the game. Throw that in the chat. And there is our 1677. We're going to make an exception for you because we love you, Eric. You know, Eric, I was like, Eric, you don't qualify. And then I was like, but wait. It's Eric. We must play with him anyway because there's always exceptions for people. Did you notice that? There's like 2 kinds of people in the world. And this is a trick. This isn't a joke about binary, the 10 kinds thing, but whatever. 2 kinds of people in the world. The people who make the rules and the people who follow the rules. And if you have that mindset, you are really missing out. We're missing out right now because Eric's not moving. Eric, go. I guess they only move if you say go. There we go. Okay. So I'll play e5. Now, king move there. Now he gets one more non-king move and then one more king move, and then we start going crazy. Now I'm going to be crazy right now. Oh, 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 we can't do that. King, that was the fourth move. That's the fourth move. It must be king. So I'll have him take that back and make a king move. And then I have to make a king move, and I'll play king here. Oh man, this is crazy. Probably, because look, I'm setting myself up for this nasty skewer if it ever happens. Probably the best way to play this variant is actually king e7, king e8, just because you'd rather not die. But hey, hey, I just say hey to that. Hey, hey, you know what I mean? Hey, if I take here, then I can almost get in. I'm going to do it. No, that would be extremely stupid. But hey, hey, stupidness is my middle name. Chess Stupidness Whiz. So we're going to try it. So if you believe that there's two kinds of people, you are seriously, uh-oh. I have to play this because he can push here and get in. And now he could do that, but I at least, so I'm pulling back this way. I want to have an attacker on this pawn. You're really missing out because there's actually three kinds of people. Not three, but three kinds of people. The first knight here is the kind that makes the rules. And there's tons of people like that. Imagine, for example, that you have a job. Oh, I have a job. My life is horrible. And then you get up in the morning and you go to work and they make the rules. For example, they might say no smoking inside the building. That's not their rule. Actually, that's somebody else's rule. But just for example, okay, bear with me. They might say, for example, you're not allowed to kill your coworkers. Great. That's not their rule either. Okay, so there's a lot of different rule makers in the world. I like this move here. I like this move. Check. And I like this move. Oh man, I'm liking these moves, but I'm going to take this first. Two pawns locked up like this is very, very difficult to break out of because this pawn attacks this way and this pawn attacks this way. And that means the whole center is blocked, which is bad for him and good for me. Oh, he's being so clever. Oh, I shouldn't take his queen, should I? And I don't think that's very clever now that I can see the threat. Let's just attack the queen again. My knight can come here. This is kind of weird. So let me think of an actual rule that an employer makes. No chewing gum on the job. Isn't that a great example? Is this a good fork? That's a good example because I came up with it. No chewing gum. Now, or here's an even better rule. Let's play this move now. An even better rule is if you perform well, you will get a 3% raise, like as a reward for doing good work. So they're the rule makers in that case. Then you've got so much material. The rule followers, and that would be all the employees. So if your world is bifurcated like that, you know what that means? No, I don't care that you don't know. More free things. Wow, I am just eating it up. I don't know if he's gonna have anything left on the board by the time I'm done with him. Maybe a queen. Everything else will be gone. Let's play here because that's my knight, my pawn. Oh, I'll go this way, bishop this way. This is so good. This is so good in the chess position. If you're living that way, oh, should I trade? Oh, oh, I'll trade. I'll make it risky because if I had taken, he would get into the center. But now the knight's on that, so not worried anymore. Let's keep developing here. There is a third class of people. There is a third class of people. And this is not the people who make the rules and not the people who follow the rules. The third class is people who break the rules. That is a very, very important class. And you need to understand that. The earlier you understand that in life, the better your life will be, or worse, depending on your perspective. Here's why. Because it could be you. Oh, this is turning out to be kind of difficult. I'm not kidding. It can be you. For example, you go to your boss and you're like, you know what, boss? I noticed that if I do really well, I'll get a 3% raise. But I also noticed, and this is completely unrelated, that I'm an extremely valuable person because I just did X, Y, and Z, which made your company $200 million last year. Just, for example, just bear with me on that, okay? And then you say, and you know what? I just applied at your competitors and they offered me a 50% raise. Like instead of being paid $8 an hour, I'm being paid 50% more, which is like $200 an hour. So maybe not those exact numbers, but you get the idea. This is so cool for me because my king is going into the center now. Wham! Good game, Eric 02. You know what? That was really interesting, but I really feel like my best move would have just been to move my king around and back into E8. It's like, don't go out there. I know the rules are like move your king a bunch, but seriously, it's safer at home. I was really concerned about that game being actually good for me, but in the end, I took a bunch of things for free, and that made things a lot easier. So thanks for the game. Let's play against someone who is 1700 or higher. And I've got Dead Bones Unknown, one of my favorite Dead Bones of all unknown Dead Bones. This is fantastic. Dead Bones, you must move your king on the second and fourth moves of the game. Second and fourth moves, our king, Dead Bones, is on target. All right. So here's what you say. You know what? I think I'm going to go take this other job offer. It is legal to shop around for jobs while you're working, at least in the United States here. Maybe in some countries it's not legal, but get out of those countries. Okay, king move is required, so that's not my coolest moment here. So now let's play here, and then I'm going to have to play I should play King E1, right? But the whole purpose of the episode, the whole purpose is to experiment with kings up in the middle. So I'm going to play it. I'm going for it. There's actually some interesting possibility here. If I sacrifice my knight, oh, he just comes in. But then, things and there's thing, and you know what I mean. Okay. Yeah, like this move, he takes, and suddenly he's threatening this, so I lose. So let's not do that. Yikes. Okay, so here, I'm going to fianchetto, I think, because I've put my king on d3. You say I'm going to go. And then they're like, oh, no. You're right. You can have a 30% raise. I actually did this a long time ago. It wasn't with another company, but I actually did, I went to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is a government organization that puts out how much people in various professions are worth or make on average. And I said, look at that. I make less than 10%. I was below the 10 percentile in my industry, which means if there's 100 people doing my kind of work, 10 of them make less than me and 90 of them make more than me. So I went to my employer and said, look at this. And they said, oh, you noticed. Oh no. Yeah. So they actually gave me quite a large raise. It was like a 40% raise. So you can actually do those things. And that happened because I realized that there are the two kinds of people, the rule breakers and the rule followers. Here's another example. A company might say, here's how much time you get off from work, paid time off. It's called PTO where I'm from. And after you've been at the company for these number of years, you get a higher, it accrues more quickly. But you can actually, everybody follows that rule, right? But you can actually go to the employer and say, you know what, that's the rule, but I would like some paid time off for this, please. And they can just change the rules. They can change the rules for you. It's pretty crazy how the world works once you open your eyes. So don't miss out on that. I think I'm gonna try to win. So he takes I sacrifice my and then oh no the knight's gonna move to f4 with check, so I'd better deal with that. So disappoint. Hmm. Hmm. The whole world is disappointed right now, but if you think about it, I can just checkmate him instead because of this stupid variant. Why did I even take? Oh, my pawn. Yeah. This variant is so bad. Like, we shouldn't have our kings out here, but we do. So live with it. Deal with it is the saying, not live with it. That's a pretty good move. Dead bones. I'm taking your dead bones rook. So you might be saying to yourself, you know what? That's all well and good for you, but I'm not overpaid or underpaid is what I meant to say. Should I take the rook? Yeah. I was calculating what if he took here, but I would just win if he took there. So, and let's play f4. because that really locks in the center a little bit. Now that I'm ahead of rook, it's like, just play chess. That's what it's like. 8 seconds on the clock. I'm comfortable with that. Stake with pawn, I guess. So shores up the center a little bit. Check. I'm glad he's on this file. That's a real chin stroker. So you might be saying, I'm not overpaid by that much, so I can't change the rules. You can change the rules. You can still think way outside the box. For example, what if you have, what if there's a certification in your industry? Like, let's say you're a network engineer, and there's Cisco certifications for network engineers. There really are, where you take a test, and then Cisco says this guy can be a real network engineer. That's the way it works. And let's say you want to do that. So you can make up new rules. You can go to your employer and say, you know what? I know that I'm already being paid the industry average and I don't have any higher job offers, right? So I can't just demand higher wages. What you can do is say, I would like to get this certification. Will you pay for the test and pay for the study materials? And even if that had never crossed their mind before, I'm going to push here because I don't want his bishop to come out and do things. Even if that's completely out of the radar for them, they never would have done that if you didn't mention it. Because you're asking, they will consider it. Because you're asking, it might happen. And asking actually is very, very powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful. Asking. Asking. I'm a big fan of asking now. Here's a kind of asking that's a super big stretch for some people. And for others, I'm trying to get in here. So, my king. So I'm just kind of maneuvering around. This, I guess. We're not getting much done around here. I'm just kind of wiggling, wiggling here, and then I can come over here with check, I guess. That's pretty funny. Maybe I'll trap his queen entirely. Dead bones queen. Here's something that's a real stretch for people, for some people. It's not for me, but that's because my personality is so weird. What you can do is, here's what you got to do. You're making some small purchase, like you're buying a coffee, or that's a waste of money, so don't do that. But you're buying a sandwich, or actually that's a waste of money too, make your own sandwich, man. But anyway, you get the idea. You're buying something. I should take this pawn while I still can. I can now. Cool. How do I do something with my life? I guess I'll promote this. These two pawns are super, super solid. And that means, hey, I can take this one, but that would be very dangerous. It's probably okay. This is probably going to be okay, right? He has to play that, then I can take this with check. And I'm going to take off enough pieces. I'll be left with a rook and a bishop, which can cover this pretty well. So I think I'm okay here. Since I'm ahead of rook, it's probably okay. But now my king goes like this. And I win. And I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Here's what you have to ask for when you're buying that small thing. I know I easily get distracted in my stories, but just bear with me. I think there's no way he can do anything here. For those of you just tuning in, if you get your king to the center, you win instantly. And that explains why I'm making these weird moves. You have to ask for a discount. Ask for 10% off. For no reason at all. You can't say, I could get a sandwich down the street and it would be 10% less. And you can't say, look how handsome I am. You could simply say, can I get 10% off? And here's the other rule about that. You have to ask twice. I just heard about this exercise on a podcast by Tim Ferriss, which you can look up if you want. Scottex. I'm going to play with him because he's cool. Good game, Dead Bones. Good game. It turns out getting ahead in material is useful. I just kind of took your rook and then played chess. That worked great. This game, I'm going to play a different kind of move. You must move your king on the second and fourth move of the game. This is not going well for the players who move their kings out, which is both of us. It actually turns out I'm really getting the feeling that the king should not be doing that. But hey, it's making for some fun. It's making for some fun stuff. You have to ask twice. So after they say no, you still have to ask one more time, and that's a real stretch for people because we are. Whoops, I cheated. I'll just move my king a bunch to make up for it. We are very social creatures. I'll move my king. No, I don't want to do that. So he's not moving his king either. This is so stupid. Scottex, he says, sorry, misclick. Move, I'll type move. Move your king a bunch, and then I'll send a smiley face, and then we'll both be on the same page there. King G3, does that make better? This is good enough. Smiley face. Uh, Here, I guess. This is so weird. That's enough moving of your king. This is stupid. This is pretty stupid, but it's not very different from other ChessWhiz TV episodes. Which, by that I mean they're stupid too. Um, Being rejected, free queen, no, is very difficult for people. Being rejected by humans. Now, being rejected by mosquitoes, not a problem. Like I could do that all day. I go out in the forest and like, huh, you don't want to eat my flesh and drink my blood? I'm not into that. Really? That doesn't even bother me, man. Reject me some more. Not a problem. But we're social creatures with other creatures of the same species. So if you go out in the forest, this is getting really bad because this king is going to come in. You go out in the forest and there's other humans there. And then, so you're like walking in this direction and they're walking in this direction. And they say, what's that on your face? Instant rejection. And you're like, oh, that's my green mustache. I was just at a Halloween party. And then you feel bad. Because it's completely irrational from a logical point of view because it doesn't matter what they think. They're strangers. They're going to leave, hopefully, unless they like get a heart attack and you have to take them to the hospital. They're going to be out of your life and their opinion will not matter. You'll never see them again. And yet their opinion in that moment, I'm still alive, Scotex. This is very close. Their opinion in that moment is, for some unknown reason, of supreme importance. You're like, I sure hope they love my green mustache. It's really important to me. Oh, my green mustache. It's like central to your life. That is because we are social creatures. There's nothing you can do about that, but you can stretch yourself. Okay, I guess there's something you can do about that, which is you can constantly subject yourself to rejection, which sounds bad. How do I not lose now? This guy is an ace. Jack, I guess. So if he moves king to one of these squares, he wins. So I am gyrating, trying to prevent that. There's a lot of free stuff, but his king would get there if I did it. I'm gonna take this now. And I think I'm okay. He forks me, then I move here, and this pawn is covering this, and it's also covering en passant. So en passant. That's what I meant to say. So I'm alive. I'm awake. I'm alert. And I'm enthusiastic. You can stretch yourself by saying, can I have 10% off? Because they're going to say no. I mean, actually, a lot of the times they'll say yes, in which case free money, so why not? But when they say no, you're getting rejected right there, man. You are getting rejected in the face, and it is critical for you to do that in something that doesn't matter, because then you can go out there and do it when it does matter. I mean, you go into your boss and saying, I'd like to do this training. There's a risk they're going to say, no, that's a bad idea and you are making me angry, and you're going to feel like, oh, my green mustache, no. Even if you don't have a green mustache, you'll feel like that. You'll think of this episode and be like, what is going on? Oh, Sneaky Pinda is following me on Twitch. That's cool. Hey, thanks for following. There's that chance you're going to be completely rejected. And so it's very difficult for you to put yourself out there like that. But by practicing being rejected, you can do those things. And in the end, what are all these emails? All these followers? Oh, you know what it is? You guys want to know? This is actually really funny because I'm not a popular streamer. I'm an extremely unpopular streamer. I've been streaming for years. This is looking pretty bad for it, but it's pretty good for me. So overall, it's kind of balanced. I've been streaming for years, and on average, 20 or 30 people watch the typical broadcast live. Now, that's because it's scheduled at a very, very bad time. What time? It's like Tuesday in the morning in the United States. So everyone's either at school or work, so no one is available to watch the stream. So I guess that's part of the problem. But overall, not a very popular streamer. But if you look over here, we have King's Crusher and Chess Network both streaming. These guys are beasts. King's Crusher streams constantly, and he's just like this King Crusher. And Chess Network is one of the most popular chess streamers in the world. No kidding. So those two guys are streaming next to me. And so you would think, hear all those dings? Those are all followers. Slim Pizza is cool is following. Thank you, Slim. Thanks for Slim. That's such a good name. Let's play another game. You would think that when I'm streaming against the greats, I'm not going to have any viewers because they would rather watch Jerry at Chess Network, which, to be honest, I would too. I would rather do that than watch me. So, hi, Eric. Hey, I see your rating is higher now. I mean, lower. Similar to higher, I guess. Let's play this king thing. But it's not true. What actually happens is, and this is true in life too, when you are near successful people, he did move his king a second time. Let's make him take that back. Oh, never mind. I'm confused. Never mind. I'm a stupid one. I have to move my king on the fourth move and the second move, and apparently I moved it on the third move also. If we look here, one. Yeah. So I'm definitely kind of at a disadvantage from that, but I'll make up for it by checking him. When you are near successful people, in this regard, my name is up there next to, oh, then what happens is, I'll play here. This is going to be great. Uh-oh. Is their success bleeds off on you. It just, because you're nearby. It's a very, very interesting phenomenon to me. Because it's counterintuitive. You would think they're going to suck up all the attention and you are going to get no attention. But did you hear all those dings, like 8 people following right then? The typical stream, I'll get 1 or 2 or maybe 3 new followers because I only stream for a short time, 30 minutes at most. So that's completely fine with me. I have other things in my life. Like, for example, I love to ask for 10% discounts. I've never done that actually. But okay, so now I win. Whew, thank you, Eric. Thank you for letting me win because I was starting to get stressed out. I'll play you again. But when you're near these successful people, success bleeds off on you. And this is actually a great thing to remember. Let's move the kings on the second and fourth moves here. And here's my second move. What I'm going to do now is be a hypocrite and move my king back to e8 because let's be honest, it's way better over there. So this is a king's gambit and my bishop's in the way. I want to play this move. So let's just accept. No. Let's play knight c6. And then, oh man, I have to move my king up, don't I? I want to play king e8, but then he just takes, and I can't take with the knight, or their success bleeds off. That's very important to remember in life, because in life, you want to seem like the biggest fish around. It's just innate. You want to be like the most powerful person. And if you hang around successful people, you will not be. I mean, there's going to be people who have more followers or more viewers, or they're more popular, or they're paid more, or they have a bigger house, or they have a more beautiful wife. That's a tough one to overcome, especially if you're already married. Or, and this is one I haven't gotten to yet, their dog is better behaved. These things, they're ahead of you in, and so you will feel inferior. You need to be okay with that, man, because if you only hang around with people who, that's dangerous. Oh, because he takes with queen, right? And I can't take the queen or his king comes in. And before you ask, you hold down shift and alt to make those different colors. I'll go this way, and then I'll play d5. This could work. You need to be okay with that. So it's a great stretch. And actually, counterintuitively, you will have that success rub off on you. Not in every case. I mean, hanging around someone else's dog does not make your dog behave better, usually. But in some cases, it helps. G6? Or queen f6 check, maybe? He's going to play here, which is pretty embarrassing. Let's play g6. It covers that and attacks that. Put the question to it. I mean, knight of 6 would be so nice, but after queen of 5 and then I'm so this could be better. I'll feel ghetto my king, man. This is what I meant to do. I'm like, okay, so my plan is to do this, and then my king will be safe. This is working. Perfect. Yes. So be okay with hanging around people who are more successful. That is actually a very, very big way to get ahead in life. Very big, because you learn what they do and it's not what you do. Should I just take that? No. He's trying to get in right here. I'm not going to allow it. G4. It's G5. That's why I laughed. It's like, oh, it's so funny. He gave the wrong notation. I'm laughing already. Now let's attack the queen. Because then I can play queen G4. Oh, it's funny. I got the wrong notation again. Man, this is stressful. I've got knight check too. Oh, I could pin him. Nope, it's not going to work. Let's do this. Oh, my time is so low. Now I could take his queen. Yes. Yes, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I just discovered that for the first time. Self-confidence, whoops, there goes my queen, is an important trait. And it turns out that the most important part of self-confidence is, oh, I lost a free bishop, is having it, not actually deserving it. That's the second part. It's very important to deserve it, but having it, that's number one right there. I should have taken that bishop for free. Oh, look, I can right now. Yes, check. Oh, this game is so fun. This is going to be my last game. So if you've challenged me, you're going to have to wait. How do I win now? Put my knight right here. I was a little uncomfortable with it hanging out there. He's got a lot of pawns that are just bishop there. I've got this check too. Yeah, let's play it right now. Check. Man, this is bad for me. Very bad for me. This is seriously bad because he's got center pawns. Those are so valuable in King of the Hill. He can kind of move them forward and then put his king behind them. Now, what I don't want is to trade. So I'll try this. Oh, he wins. No, I guess I shouldn't have tried that. Trading makes it easier for him because there's less on the board. There's more room to move in. But actually, this was very smart of him. The move, bishop takes g5, brilliant. That was a brilliancy. Very good, Eric. But also, having these center pawns, I don't know what happened to mine, but that was brilliant tactics where I was tricked into taking a free queen. Very smart. Nice play, Eric. And I lost that game and 22 rating points as well. Good game. GG stands for good game. It also stands for great grandmother. So that sometimes that's confusing, but usually you can tell from the context whether or not someone's talking about a good game or a great grandmother. It's a very rare case where you're confused by that. So we broadcast twice a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays at Pacific time is 8 in the morning, Eastern time it's 11 in the morning, and GMT, that's 3 p.m. GMT, and it's live on twitch.tv/ChessWhiz, which is what you're watching right now. But if you're on YouTube, you can watch the live show, and then you can type in the chat and say things like, I'm not challenging you, but I do wish for you to look at the board setup and tell me what you think is best move for white. See, you could say things like that. So let's actually go here. Copy link location. Let's see if this is a virus. Board editor. What is the best move for white? Well, let's think for a moment and then let's ask the computer. So I like this check because I can lose 2 rooks for a queen. That's a good spot for my knight. This is kind of fun. Then you can go here and then you can say, look at that, 5th rank. What's the point? Well, material's even. Pretty tangled. Pretty close position. I could play my queen like this. I don't see an advantage from doing that, though. Okay. Okay, I guess my best move, I'm going to play knight h4. I don't think you'll want to sacrifice for that. And so after the knight's there, then I'm threatening rook f5, which would fork you. So now let's click analysis board. Oh, this is a bad idea. This is going to make the video choppy. Yep, knight h4 is recommended. Perfect. So we just saw that. Now we're going to leave before it slows down the video because it gets choppy if I use the analysis board. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. This has best. Thanks for watching.